Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to solve wbha HS টেস্ট পেপার 2025 সাজেশন তোমাদের সাথে শেয়ার করব, যেখানে আমি তোমাদের সাথে এমসিকিউ এসিকিউ আর বড় যে কোশ্চেন্সগুলো আছে সেগুলো কি পড়তে হবে সেটা সাজেশনস করে দেব, আর রাইটিং তোমাদের কি পড়তে সেগুলো বলে দেব। তো চলো শুরু করা যাক এমসিকিউ দিয়ে। The eyes habit প্রশ্ন উত্তরগুলো দেখে নাও। According to Ruskin Bond, the best time for visiting the hill is October. From Dehra, Ruskin Bond was going to Mussoorie. According to the blind narrator, few girls can resist flattery. It would stay with me for the rest of journey. Here it refers to the memory of his brief encounter with the girl. The person who broke into the narrator's reverie. সেটা হবে the new passenger. The girl could not bear to sit in a train for more than 2 or 3 hours. The blind girl said that she would get off at কোথায় নামবে? Saharanpur. October is the beautiful month in Saharanpur. The blind girl said that she loved the hills. The voice of the girl had the sparkle of a mountain stream. What tantalized the narrator was perfume of the girl's hair. এখন তোদের সাথে শেয়ার করবো স্ট্রং রুটস। দেখো, one of the forebears of Kalam's mother was awarded by the British with the title of Bahadur. APJ Abdul Kalam was by birth a Tamil. The name of the Abdul Kalam's mother is Ashiamma. APJ Abdul Kalam's own world was science and technology. The prayer chanted in the mosques were in Arabic. Rameshwaram was famous to pilgrims for the Shiva temple. Kalam's father would take him to the mosques for evening prayer. Kalam locality was predominantly Muslim. Abdul Kalam's house was in the mosque street. The world of Abdul Kalam's father filled him with a strange energy and enthusiasm. So thank you ma'am. দেখো, the lady picked up the boy from the street by holding his shirt front. The boy in thank you ma'am would never in his life forget Luella bets. The boy in thank you ma'am wanted to buy a pair of blue suede shoes. The boy could hardly say more than thank you ma'am because the door was shut. Mrs. Luella Bates Washington Jones worked in a hotel beauty shop. In thank you ma'am, the incident of snatching happened at 11 a.m. Mrs. Jones gave the boy $10. While eating supper, Mrs. Jones told Roger about her job. The lady said that she would make cocoa out of canned milk. The woman left her purse on her debit. এরপরে দেখো 3 কোশ্চেনের এমসিকিউ। The jar asked the hermit 3 questions. The title jar belonged to the king of Russia. The hermit was frail and weak. The hermit never quitted the wood he lived in. The wounded man was the jar's enemy. The bearded man was wounded by jar's bodyguard. According to the hermit, the most important time is our present. The man wanted to avenge the death of his brother. The hermit lived in a wood. The jar slept on the threshold. The most necessary man is he with whom you are. এরপর রয়েছে দ্য আইস হ্যাবিট থেকে এসএকিউ কোশ্চেন্স। At which station did the blind girl get into the train? The blind girl got into the train at Rohana station. How did the girl describe the narrator? The girl described the narrator as a very gallant young man and a serious fellow. Why were the eyes of the girl of no use? In the short story The Eyes Habit, the eyes of the girl were no use because she was blind. What did the second fellow passenger say to the blind narrator about the girl's eyes? The second fellow passenger said to the blind narrator that the girl had beautiful eyes, but they were no use to her because she was blind. How did the narrator know that the girl wore slippers? The narrator knew that the girl wore slippers because they slapped against her heels. What remark did the narrator make about the people with good eyesight? The narrator remarked that the people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. Shat, what did the narrator pretend by facing the window? In the Eyes Habit by Ruskin Bond, the narrator pretended to study the landscape outside the window to hide his blindness. Who came to see of the girl? A couple, probably the girl's parents, came to see her off. When do the hills look lovelier according to Ruskin Bond? According to Ruskin Bond, the hills look lovely in October. What compliment did Ruskin Bond give to the co-passenger, the girl? In Ruskin Bond's short story, The Eyes Habit, the narrator complimented the girl by saying she had an interesting face. Who broke into the narrator's reverie? The second fellow passenger broke into the narrator's reverie. What, according to the narrator Ruskin Bond's short story The Eyes Habit, is the best time to visit the hills? According to the narrator of Ruskin Bond's short story The Eyes Habit, October is the best time to visit the hills. How did the narrator The Eyes Habit describe the voice of blind girl? The narrator in The Eyes Habit described the voice of blind girl as the sparkle of a mountain stream. What were the eyes of the narrator in The Eyes Habit sensitive to? The eyes of the narrator in Eyes Habit were sensitive to light and darkness. What could the narrator see in his mind's eye? The narrator could see the telegraph post flashing by in his mind's eye. What did the narrator ask the new fellow traveler about the girl? The narrator asked the new fellow traveler if the girl's hair long or short. Why did the narrator think that his voice must have startled the girl? The narrator thought that his voice must have startled the girl because she was unaware of the another's presence in the compartment. এরপর স্ট্রং রুটসে তোমরা এসে কেউ দেখো, ইন হুম ডিড আব্দুল কালামস ফাদার হ্যাভ অ্যান আইডল হেল্পমেট? Abdul Kalam's father had an idol helpmate in Kalam's mother, Asiyamma, who was very close friend of Abdul Kalam's father. Pakshi Lakshman Shastri was very close friend of Abdul Kalam's father, who was the high priest of Rameswaram temple. Pakshi Lakshman Shastri was the high priest of Rameswaram temple. What does Kalam's father say about the relevance of prayer? Kalam's father says prayer can make a possible communion of the spirit between people. How was the house of APJ Abdul Kalam? APJ Abdul Kalam lived in their ancestral house, which was fairly large Paka house made of limestone and brick. When did the father of APJ Abdul Kalam get up from bed? The father of APJ Abdul Kalam got up from bed at 4 a.m. How does Kalam describe his appearance? Kalam described himself as a short boy with rather undistinguished looks. Where does Kalam's father go for the evening prayer? Kalam's father went to the very old mosque in their locality for evening prayer. Why did not Kalam understand the prayer? Kalam did not understand the prayer as it was chanted in Arabic. Who was bestowed the title of Bahadur in strong roots? One of ancestors of Abdul Kalam's mother was bestowed the title of Bahadur in strong roots. In which town was Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam born? APJ Abdul Kalam was born at Rameswaram in Tamil Nadu. But according to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's father, does adversity always present? According to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's father, adversity always present opportunities for introspection. What did Kalam normally eat at lunch? Kalam normally ate rice, aromatic sambar, a variety of homemade pickles and fresh coconut chutney at lunch. How would Kalam's father sanctify water? Kalam's father would sanctify water by dipping his fingertips into it and saying a prayer. What was revealed to Kalam by his father? The fundamental truth of life were revealed to Kalam by his father. How was the Abdul Kalam's mother's lineage different from his father's? Abdul Kalam's mother's lineage was more distinguished than his father, as one of her forebears was bestowed the title of Bahadur by the British. এবার থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম এসিগুলো দেখো. Why did Roger want to snatch the large parts of Mrs. Jones? Roger wanted to snatch the large parts of Mrs. Jones because he wanted to buy a pair of blue suede shoes. What were there behind the screen in Mrs. Jones' room? There were a gas plate and an ice box behind the screen in Mrs. Jones' room. Behind the screen in Mrs. Jones' room. Where did Mrs. Jones take the boy? In thank you ma'am, Mrs. Jones took the boy to her house. In thank you ma'am. What was the price of the cake? The boy given a part of. In thank you ma'am, the price of the cake which the boy was given a part of. In thank you ma'am, was 10 cents. Where did Mrs. Luella Bates turn the boy loose? Mrs. Luella Bates turned the boy loose in kitchenette in front of the sink. Why did Mrs. Luella Bates give the boy $10? Mrs. Luella Bates gave the boy $10 because the boy wanted to buy a pair of blue suede shoes. What was the name of the boy who tried to snatch the bag? Roger was the name of the boy who tried to snatch the bag. Where did Roger fall on losing his balance? Roger fell on the sidewalk on losing his balance. Where did Mrs. Jones work? Mrs. Jones worked in a hotel beauty shop. What was the full name of Mrs. Jones? The full name of Mrs. Jones was Mrs. Luella Bates Washington Jones. According to Mrs. Jones, how old was the boy? According to Mrs. Jones, the boy was 14 or 15 years old. Why was the boy frightened? The boy was frightened because the old woman had caught him stealing her purse and he thought that she will take him to the police station. What did the boy finally manage to say? Mrs. Jones, the boy finally managed to say thank you to Mrs. Jones. Where did Roger and Mrs. Jones meet? Roger and Mrs. Jones met on the sidewalk. What shoes did Roger want to buy? Roger wanted to buy a pair of blue suede shoes. 3 questions এর প্রশ্নগুলো দেখো. Where did the jar fall asleep? The jar fell asleep on the threshold of the hermit's hut. What was the hermit doing when the jar came to visit him? The hermit was digging the ground in front of his hut. তারপর বাকিটা লিখে দেবে. When the jar came to visit him. Why did the jar decide to consult the hermit? The jar decided to consult the hermit because all the so-called wise men could not answer his 3 questions. So all the wise men could not answer his 3 questions legally. What, according to the hermit, is the most important time? According to the hermit, now is the most important time, which is present moment স্পেলিংটা ভুল আছে. MOMENT বর্তমান মুহূর্ত. হ্যাঁ. Where did the hermit live? The hermit lived in a wood which he never quitted. Why did landman come to the jar? The landman came to the jar to answer his questions. To whom did the 3 questions occur? The 3 questions occurred to the jar. Why was the bearded man shown enemy of the jar? The bearded man was shown enemy of the jar because the jar had executed his brother and seized his property. What did the jar give the wounded man after he revived? The jar gave the wounded man a fresh water after he revived. Why did the jar put on simple clothes before meeting the hermit? The jar put on simple clothes before meet the hermit because the hermit received only common folk. Whom did the hermit receive? The hermit received only common folk. Which part of the body of the bearded man was injured in the story? Three questions. The part of the body of the bearded man injured in the story, three questions, was stomach. What was the first question of the jar? The first question of the jar was, what was the right time to begin in particular war? Why was the hermit breathing heavily? The hermit was breathing heavily because he was frail and weak, and digging the ground was tiring him out. Why was the jar glad? The jar was glad to have made peace with his enemy so easily, and to have gained him for a friend. What did the wounded man promise the jar? The wounded man promised the jar that he would serve him as his most faithful slave, and he would also suggest his son to do the same. What was the second question of the jar? The second question of the jar was, what were the right time to listen to and whom to avoid? এই অ্যান্সারটা একটু ভুল ছিল, এটা সঠিক উত্তর এটা। The second question of the jar was, who were the right people to listen to and whom to avoid? আচ্ছা, on killing a tree এসি কোশ্চেন্সগুলো দেখো। What according to Gibb Patel is the most sensitive part of the tree? According to Gibb Patel, root is the most sensitive part of a tree. Not so much pain will do it. What task does the word it refers to? It refers to the task of killing a tree. Where will green twigs rise from? Where will green twigs rise from? The green twigs will rise from the stem close to the ground, and then it is done. What act is referred to here? The process of killing a tree is referred to here. How, according to Gibb Patel, has the tree grown? According to Gibb Patel, the tree has grown slowly by consuming nutrients from earth, water, air, and sunlight from the atmosphere. What is to be done with the root in the poem on killing a tree? The root is to be pulled out from the earth cave in the poem on killing a tree. And what type of poem is on killing a tree? On killing a tree is written in free verse, and it is a ironical poem. What kind of task is it to kill a tree? The poet says that the act of killing a tree is a ceremonial task. What scorch and chalk the tree after it is pulled out? The sun and the air scorch and chalk the tree after it's pulled out. What does the earth cave refers to? The phrase earth cave refers to the hole made after uprooting the tree. What cause of the bark of a tree bleed? Humans cut the trees. Which was the cause the bark of a tree bleed? Asleep in the valley প্রশ্ন তো দাও। What do the two red holes in the poem Asleep in the Valley signify? In the poem Asleep in the Valley, the two red holes signify that the soldier is dead. Where are the feet of the soldier? The feet of the soldiers are among the flowers. What is the smile of the dead soldier compared to? The smile of the dead soldier is compared to gentle, pure, innocent, like that of an infant. Where does the soldier lie? Stretched. The soldier lies stretched in the heavy undergrowth in a small green valley. They fill the hollow full of light. What does the hollow describe? The hollow describes the small green valley in which the young soldier is sleeping in Rimbaud's poem Asleep in the Valley. The humming insects don't disturb his rest. Why? The humming insects don't disturb his rest because the soldier is dead. What does the slow stream leave on the bright grass? The slow stream leaves long strands of silver on the bright grass. Why does the poet ask nature to keep the soldier warm? The poet asks the nature to keep the soldier warm because he may catch cold. What is described as gentle without guile? The smile of the soldier is described as gentle without guile. How is the bed of the dead soldier? The bed of the dead soldier is warm, green and sun-soaked. এরপর sonnet number 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer day? What will make the beauty of the poet's pen eternal? The lines of the poetry will make the beauty of the poet's pen eternal. The lines of the sonnet will make the beauty of the poet's pen eternal. What does Shakespeare compare his pen to? The Shakespeare compares his pen to a summer's day. What shake the darling birds of May? The rough wind shake the darling birds of May. But the eternal summer shall not fade. What does the word summer refer to here? The word summer refers to here the everlasting beauty of the poet's beloved pen. Shall I compare thee to a summer day? Does the speaker think the comparison proper or worthy? No, the speaker does not think the comparison proper or worthy. And often it is his gold complexion dim. Whose complexion is referred to here? The complexion of the sun is referred to here. How is the gold complexion of sun dim? The gold complexion of the sun is dimmed by the passing clouds. And summer lease hath all too short a date. What is mean summer lease? Summer lease means the short duration or span of a summer. So long lives this. What is referred to by the word this? The sonnet number 18 is referred to by the word this. What gives the life of the poet's friend in Shakespeare's sonnet number 18? The sonnets give life of the poet's friend in Shakespeare's sonnet number 18. What does the line and every pair from pair sometime declines mean? This means that every object on earth, however beautiful it may be, is subjected to death and decay. 12. In which month can the darling birds be seen? The darling birds can be seen in the month of May. A voice will run. Whose voice is referred to here? Grasshopper voice is referred to here. Who takes the lead in summer luxury? Grasshopper takes the lead in summer luxury. How are the birds in summer according to kids? According to kids, the birds are faint with the hot sun in summer. Where was the grasshopper seen in summer? In summer, the grasshopper was seen beneath some pleasant wheat. He has never done with his delights. Whose delights are spoken here? Grasshopper delights are spoken to here. What does the voice of speak in kids, the poetry of art? The poetry of art, the voice speaks of the never-ending music of the summer season. It's never-ending music of nature. এটা করিও তোমরা। আচ্ছা, where do the birds hide in when they are faint with the hot sun? When the birds are faint with the hot sun, they hide in cooling trees. Achha. What does the cricket song seem to one in drowsiness have lost? The cricket song seems to be song of the grasshopper to one in drowsiness have lost. Who breaks the silence of winter? The cricket song breaks the silence of winter. Whose voice shall run from hedge to hedge? The grasshopper voice shall run from hedge to hedge. What does Kit celebrate in the poem, the poetry of art? In the poem, the poetry of art, Kit celebrated the art in all its form. আচ্ছা, দ্য আইজ হ্যাবিটের থেকে তোমাদের বড় কোশ্চেন্সগুলো দেখো, ডেসক্রিপটিভ টাইপ কোশ্চেন্স। ইয়েস, দিস ইজ দ্য বেস্ট টাইম। এই লাইনের উপর কোশ্চেন্স আসার সম্ভাবনা 99%। এরপর যেটা ঘুরিয়ে অনেকভাবে আসতে পারে, হ্যাঁ। এরপর ইউ হ্যাভ অ্যান ইন্টারেস্টিং ফেস, এই প্রশ্নটা করবে, গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। এরপর তোমার চলে যাবে 6 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা, ইম্পর্টেন্ট। ইট কুড বি ফ্যাসিনেটিং গেম গেসিং হোয়াট ওয়েন্ট অন আউট দেয়ার। হাউ লাকি ইউ আর করবে। 8 নম্বরটা করবে সি হ্যাড বিউটিফুল আইজ বাট দে ওয়ার অফ নো ইউজ। and she was an interesting girl. এই প্রশ্নটা করবে who said this to whom and when, what result did the person say, when reply did he get, what reply did he get. স্ট্রং রুটস থেকে ফার্স্ট কোশ্চেন্স খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, চাইল্ডহুড। নেক্সট কোশ্চেন্স আওয়ার লোকালিটি ইজ প্রিডমিনেন্টলি মুসলিম, কমিউনাল হারমোনি খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। এরপর তোমরা করবে সাত নম্বর, দিস ইজ নট আ কারেক্ট অ্যাপ্রোচ অ্যাট অল। এরপর আট নম্বর করবে হোয়াট হ্যাড দ্য রিমেনিং দ্য রুটিন ফর আব্দুল কালামস ফাদার ইভেন হোয়েন হি ওয়াজ লেট 60s। 10 নম্বরটা করবে আওয়ার লোকালিটি ওয়াজ প্রিডমিনেন্টলি মুসলিম, হু ইজ স্পিকার, হাউ ডাজ দ্য স্পিকার ডিসক্রাইব দ্য লোকালিটি অ্যান্ড হোয়াট পিকচার অফ কমিউনাল হারমোনি ডু ইউ ফাইন্ড ইন দ্য ডিসক্রিপশন। থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম থেকে তোমাদের ফার্স্ট কোশ্চেন্সটা খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট, মিসেস জোনসের ক্যারেক্টার। নেক্সট কোশ্চেন্স 2 নম্বর, ওয়াই ডিড দ্য বয় ইন থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম নট রান অ্যাওয়ে থ্রু হি ফাউন্ড দ্য ডোর ওপেন। 2 নম্বর প্রশ্নটাও ইম্পর্টেন্ট, ওই প্রশ্নটাকে ঘুরিয়ে হবে অনেক প্রশ্ন, যেমন অ্যান্ড হি ডিড নট ওয়ান্ট টু বি মিসট্রাস্টেড বা ক্যারেক্টার অফ রোজার, দুটো ক্যারেক্টারই খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। অবশ্যই আমরা করব থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যামের টাইটেলও করব। আই অ্যাম সরি লেডি, আই অ্যাম সরি, এই প্রশ্নটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট করবে। ইটস আ মোর সান, এটা পড়বে। আচ্ছা 3 কোশ্চেন্স থেকে তোমরা ফরগিভ মি খুবই খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট, আর ইউ হ্যাভ অলরেডি বিন আনসার্ড খুবই খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট। দুই নম্বর প্রশ্নটাও পড়বে, কি কি প্রশ্ন তার মাথায় উদয় হয়েছিল। আর হাউ ডিড দ্য এনিমি অফ দ্য কিং বিকাম ফ্রেন্ড অফ দ্য কিং, এই প্রশ্ন 4 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা অনেকভাবে আসতে পারে, সেই প্রশ্নটাকে তোমরা অবশ্যই পড়বে। যেমন প্রশ্নগুলো why did not the jar enemy attack him while he was sleeping, how did the jar make peace with his friend, এই কোশ্চেন্সটা। ছুটিয়ে প্রশ্ন যেটা আছে 6 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা, why did the jar not agree with the answer of the learned man, who did he decide to visit to have correct answer and why did he visit the person, what did the jar see him doing when he met him, এই প্রশ্নটা। 9 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা তোমরা করবে why did the bearded man become an enemy of the jar, what did the man swear and resolve to do, why did he ask forgiveness of the jar and what did he promise her, and how did the jar nurse the wounded man, এটাও প্রশ্ন পড়বে অবশ্যই। on killing a tree তোমরা জাস্টিফাই টাইটেল খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট করবে। এখান থেকে টাইটেলটাই করো আর চলে আসো দ্য পোয়েম অন কিলিং ট্রি 4 নম্বর, describes man's cruelty and violence of nature, discuss what message does give Petal convey through the poem. তোমরা 6 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা এরপর করবে এখান থেকে। How does give Petal describe the killing of a tree in the poem by and then it is done, এই প্রশ্নটা করবে। Asleep in the valley তে চলে যাও এরপর, Asleep in the valley তে justify the title, important, anti-war, very 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 important, they feel hollow full of light, What did he all refer to here? How does he look? Who is living? এটা করতে হবে না। এখানে 5 নম্বরটা করো। A soldier very young lies open mouth. Who is the soldier referred to here? এই প্রশ্নটা চলে তোমার এই কোশ্চেনটা চলে আসছে, এটা করতে হবে না। 4 নম্বরটা করবে। Or nature keep him warm, he may catch cold. The humming insects do not disturb his rest, অবশ্যই এটা করবে 6 নম্বরটা। আর there are two red holes, এই প্রশ্নটা পড়বে, এখানে দেওয়া নেই সাজেশনে। সনের নাম্বার 18 থেকে করবে How does Shakespeare compare the beauty of his friend of a summer's day? 1 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা। আর তোমার 2 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা পড়বে and this gives life to thee. What does this refer to? Who is referred to by thee? How is this gives life? আর 3 নম্বর 1 2 3 তিনটা পড়লে এনাফ। The poetry of earth what does kids mean by the poetry of earth? 1 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা অবশ্যই পড়বে, ভেরি ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। 2 নম্বর প্রশ্নটা অবশ্যই পড়বে, ভেরি ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। He takes the lead, এটা খুবই পড়বে। A voice will run, খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, পড়বে। এগুলো ক্যারেক্টার অফ নাতালিয়া, লোমোভের ক্যারেক্টার নেই, লোমো ক্যারেক্টার অফ নাতালিয়া অ্যান্ড লোমো পড়বে। ডেসক্রাইব দ্য ক্যারেক্টার অফ চুবুকভ অ্যাজ আ সেন্সিবল ফাদার, অবশ্যই পড়বে। সি ইজ লাইক এ লাভসিক ক্যাট, এই লাইনের উপর ভর করে প্রশ্ন পড়বে। সোশ্যাল লাইফ অবশ্যই পড়বে। Discuss the reason why marriage proposal is important to all the characters, অবশ্যই পড়বে। 7 নম্বর কোশ্চেন bring him back, মাস্ট পড়বে। এরপর 13 নম্বর go there a merchant came for his goods, এই প্রশ্নটা পড়বে। রাইটিং সাজেশন থেকে তোমরা যা যা পড়বে রিপোর্ট দেখো। এ ট্রাফিক অ্যাওয়ারনেস প্রোগ্রাম সেফ ড্রাইভ সেভ লাইফ, এই রিপোর্টটা পড়বে। ওয়ার্ল্ড এনভায়রনমেন্ট ডে অবশ্যই পড়বে, 4 নম্বরটা পড়বে। কন্যাশ্রী দিবস এখান থেকে ইম্পর্টেন্ট পড়বে। টিচার্স ডে কীভাবে পালন করলে পড়বে। রাইট এ রিপোর্ট অফ সেমিনার অর্গানাইজেশন অবজারভেশন অফ দ্য 125 অ্যানিভার্সারি অফ স্বামীজি শিকাগো স্পিচ, এটা করতে পারো। আর রাইট এ রিপোর্ট সেমিনার অন ক্যান্সার অ্যাওয়ারনেস, যে কোনো হতে পারে, অ্যাওয়ারনেস ক্যাম্প বা হেলথ চেক আপ ক্যাম্প বা ডেঙ্গু অ্যাওয়ারনেস ক্যাম্প, এখানে ক্যান্সার অ্যাওয়ারনেস ক্যাম্প আছে, এই ধরনের ক্যাম্প রিলেটেড যে কোনো একটা অবশ্যই পড়ে যাবে। এডিটোরিয়াল লেটার টেরোরিজম, রাইজ অফ গ্লোবাল টেরোরিজম, তিন নম্বরটা করবে অবশ্যই। রাইট এ লেটার এডিটর অফ অ্যান কনসার্নিং অ্যাবাউট সাইবার ক্রাইমস, মাইক্রোফোনস 6 নম্বরটা করবে ডিসকমফোর্টস কজড বাই দ্য সেন্সলেস ইউজ অফ মাইক্রোফোন। স্কারসিটি অফ ওয়াটার অবশ্যই পড়বে। প্রাইস রাইজ অফ এসেন্সিয়াল কমোডিটিস পড়বে। লেটার টু হেডমাস্টার হেডমিস্ট্রেস অ্যান্ড লাইব্রেরিয়ান। Suppose you have lost your library card. Now write a letter to the librarian of your school requesting her to issue a duplicate library card. কমপ্লেইন লেটারের মধ্যে লোকাল পুলিশ স্টেশনে রিপোর্ট করতে লস অফ মোটরসাইকেল, লস অফ ইউর অ্যাডমিট কার্ড, এই টাইপের কোশ্চেন্সগুলো যেগুলো আছে 2 নম্বরটা তুমি করবে লেটার অফ কমপ্লেইন। ব্যাংকিং লেটারে চলে যাও। ব্যাংকিং লেটারে যেগুলো থাকছে তার মধ্যে থেকে রাইট এ লেটার টু দ্য ম্যানেজার অফ ব্যাংক ফর ক্লোজিং কারেন্ট অ্যাকাউন্ট অফ দ্য দরকার নেই। রাইট এ লেটার টু দ্য ম্যানেজার অফ ব্যাংক রিকোয়েস্টিং লোন ফর ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং ইউনিট। আচ্ছা, লোনের জন্য তুমি অ্যাপ্লাই করবে, এটা তুমি করো। 4 নম্বর এডুকেশনাল লোন, এইটা করো। একটা সেভিং অ্যাকাউন্ট খুলতে চাও, এ বিষয়ে একটা করো, এগুলোই।